old limbs. I want to show y'all something. I'm always so happy to have examples to give when it comes to this shit. Like, I think whenever I say something on the interwebs, people always assume I'm just like talking out my ass and that there's not some experience to back it up. So, got old limbs napping it out. So I got time to school y'all on why you need 100K to get started in rentals. See, there's too many of y'all getting on the internet, twiddling your little fingers, finding your favorite guru who's preaching about passive income, cash flow, $0 real estate investing, all of that shit. Now, y'all saw me buy 75 acres yesterday with $0. What you didn't see is we bought it for $67,000 and we're about to borrow $84,000 against it day one. Okay? The part y'all miss in all of this is this ain't my day one. I didn't just get here chilling, okay? We've been doing this for a while. We got access to $6 million in private capital now, okay? It's a different ball game for us. The people that are on that post shouting about don't need 100K, don't need 100K, don't need 100K have all gone out and made 100K. Every single one of them have gone out and made the money. Every single one of them. If they haven't made the money, they're rolling with a credit line. Do you got a credit line? We got a credit line last week. Last week, we got a $125,000 credit line. $125,000 credit line, signature loan, okay? In our business name, okay? Can you go get one? Go get you one, okay? You're going to need it. And we do use it as cash reserves, but we also keep cash reserves. So, here's what I'm going to show you. It's property. See this property? We own this property. This little property right here is on a 30-year AM loan. It's got a 5% interest rate. This little property right here we bought subject to. It only cost us closing costs to buy it. Do you know why we bought this little property here? Anybody have a clue? It's because the girl that owned it got divorced. She put a tenant in there, was rolling along with no cash reserves. And what happened? The hot water heater went out. Well, she hem-hawed around. She got on the phone. She called her a couple of plumbers. The plumbers came out. It was going to be $800-900 to fix it. She couldn't just see putting $800-900 in it to fix it. So what happened next? Her nice little tenants that lived here moved out. So now, not only does she not have $800-900 to put a new hot water in there, but she just got hit right in the fucking mouth with $650 worth of debt servicing every month. And that's with taxes and insurance included. So $650 a month smacked her in the mouth. She already didn't have the $800-900 to put in a hot water heater, okay? So this little place right here, we got it. We picked it up. We took it. It cost us $2,000 to get into this deal, $2,000, okay? We put it up. We cleaned it up. We put a little hot water in. Actually, the hot water heater didn't even need anything except a heating element. So we get it going. We get the thing going. We get a tenant in there, $900 a month. This property rents for $900 a month. The debt servicing on it, something like $670 now. We'll call it $670, okay? So y'all see there's a little bit of cash flow there, $225 a month. What happens with this property? What happens to it? These tenants live here no more. I don't know how long. They've lived here over a year. And all of a sudden, they smell shit, okay? The line, the metal line, as it turned out, that goes out to the road, got plugged up, caused the rest of the line to fill up, and it broke underneath the house, okay? So when it broke underneath the house, they were still flushing the toilet, and the toilet and everything was just going underneath the house, which is why they smell shit, okay? Luckily, our handyman fixed that for us for a nice round figure. I think it was about $1,100, $1,200, $1,300, somewhere in there. Then the air conditioner went out. So you take $225, you take another $4,000, making $2,000 a month. This property right here is cash flow negative, or cash flow neutral, I guess would be the way to say it, for at least 2 years. At least 2. This is just one. It's got a 30-year AM loan, 5% interest, and it's cash flow neutral. It checks some people's boxes. You know what I mean? $900, $60,000 purchase price. It's greater than a 1% rule. It's got a lot of boxes that it checks. But this sumbitch still took a big ass drink of money. It took $5,000 to keep this motherfucker going. $5,000. Okay. Now, was it freak accident? Maybe not. I don't really know. I don't know. My neighbor's house that we remodeled the whole thing. Got the AC, Jenin replaced all the broke parts on it. It ran for 8-9 months. And then we had to put a $4,500 AC unit in it. It drank $4,500. It's cash flow neutral for at least 2 years now too. I mean, these things fucking happen. And when they happen in succession, okay, the person with 18 rentals that's cooking, they rolling along. They doing good. They're doing their inspections, all this and that. Lightning strikes, storm comes through and fucking destroys some roofs. Something happens and takes a big ass drink. I mean, bloop. You've been living off that cash flow. That little $200 a month, you've been taking the girl to the movie. Look at her. She wants to go to the movies. So you've been taking her to the movies. You've been doing this with it. You've been doing that with it. You living a dream. You got that passive income. You big ballin'. When these motherfuckers take a drink, when they take a drink, and believe me, they all fucking come up for air. Every single one of them come up for air. When it happens to you, there you are with your little old pants down, and you think in your mind of minds that a credit line, and we use credit lines all the time, but you think a credit line is going to be what you're going to use? Come on, bro. Come on. What are you going to do fighting like China and U.S. fighting over currency right now? There's a run on the banks. You think your credit line is going to be any good? You think your credit line is going to be any good when grandma goes and pulls all the money out because she's seen on the news China and U.S. fighting? You think they're going to give that money over to you when they ain't got no money themselves? When they have to stay in the regulatory body because your grandma went and got all her money out the bank and stuck it in her mattress because she's seen something on the news? Here's what you need. You need to be able to take this house right here. You need to be able to take this little house right here, and you need to be able to turn that sumbitch into a $5,000 payday. And you need to be able to do that repeatedly, almost on demand. You need to have the skill set to sit here with an iPhone, look up their phone number, get them on the phone, convince them they need to sell, and then find somebody that wants to buy this piece of shit next to my piece of shit. You need to be able to do that. And until you can do that, and I mean do it almost on demand, you have no fucking business getting rentals. Because you know what else happens when you get one of these motherfuckers right here? They become a distraction. That time, that old scale, all those words and all that shit's great. That shit's fucking wonderful when you can. When you can't afford it because you ain't got no money in the bank, you gonna pull on the credit line to pay somebody to manage your shit or help you manage it? Remember, you stay alive back there. We got a Facebook Live to do. When this shit happens, you're over here fucking with it. You can't be out over here turning this $5,000. When you're fucking with this, you can't fuck with that. I promise you. And if you gotta hire somebody to fuck with that, or hire somebody to fuck with this, now we're back to the 100,000 you need. It's all the same. It's all relative. If you don't have the skill set to make the $100,000, if you don't have the discipline to hold the $100,000, then you ain't ready to own rentals. Because what happens when you start getting that good cash flow? It's fiction. It's a myth. You're eating off of it. Taking a little boo-boo back there to get her hair did. We just got her hair did. That's a little bit of cash flow right there on the hairdo, okay? You start doing those bushy-ass things, next thing you know, the motherfuckers take a drink. You ain't got no water from them because you put it all in boo-boo's hair. That's it. You need the skill set to make the 100. You need the discipline to hold on to it. And if you ain't got those two things, stay the fuck out of rentals until you can turn this house over here, that house right there, into $5,000. You don't need to worry about fucking with this piece of shit that's got a broke down lawnmower and everything else in it. Feel me? I'll see y'all.